Welcome back, guys. So today we're going to be talking about a pretty awesome Super Nintendo hack, little ROM hack here. This can be played on our Super Retro-Cade, Raspberry Pi with RetroPie. We could play it on our Super NT with the jailbreak, or our SD2 SNES on original hardware, whatever you got. I've tested it. It works. This is one of the most fun, amazing ROM hacks in my opinion. But I found a few little issues that I want to point out, kind of little annoyances, but it's still one of the best. So today we're going to be talking about Hyper Street Kart for the SNES. It's a Super Mario Kart ROM hack. So I'm going to go ahead, play a few tracks, talk about the game, explain some of the issues that I have, and some of the cool little neat features of the game. So let's go ahead, get this party started. So here we go, boys. Hyper Street Kart for the Super Nintendo. So this is a ROM hack from a couple years ago. Version 1.1 was released in July 2016. Obviously, a Mario Kart hack, right? So there's a couple contributors to this. Tenshu did the hacking and graphics for the circuit level design, and he did major artwork for the driver sprites and whatnot. And then the Real Phoenix did some hacking for the data extraction, integration, debugging, and minor code. And he also did some minor artwork. So pretty cool little collaboration there. As you see, we have a bunch of characters from Street Fighter. Evil Ryu, Ken, Blanca, and Bison. Pretty awesome stuff. And as you see, so the tracks, or not the tracks, but the circuits are, Street Fighter themed. Pretty sweet stuff. So we're playing as Evil Ryu here. If you're familiar with Mario Kart, this game is going to feel right at home for you. It is going to be a whole new challenge, though. It's not just a simple sprite swap or anything like that. There's actually quite a bit going on here, which I think is pretty cool. All the items are Street Fighter themed for the most part. You got your little Hadokens and whatnot, and all the levels are Street Fighter themed, so you'll kind of notice some of the backgrounds will be reminiscent of Street Fighter stages and stuff like that. So it's a lot of fun. I can't really complain too much, but there are going to be a handful of little minor quirks that kind of bother some people, kind of bother me a little bit. And you'll see some of that shortly here in another track. But so far, this is really fun. As you see, I finished the first couple circuits on 50cc, so figured might as well try to finish the whole thing. And you might remember we did play this for a short while on a stream a while back with the Super NT. But I think it's pretty cool. The green shells are replaced by green Hadokens, and then the red shells are replaced by red Hadokens. Pretty funny stuff, but you still got bananas and coins and whatnot. And boom, there we go, hit in first place. That's what I'm talking about. Pretty sweet stuff. I do notice, like here, instead of Hadoken, it says Adoken. So I don't know why that was missed, but it was, and it's not a big deal as far as gameplay goes. Everything's pretty smooth. Everything responds well, plays exactly like Mario Kart would, and that's all a good thing. Like you don't really want to tweak perfection, and I think the original Mario Kart was great. So this is just mainly going to be swapping out how the courses look, how the tracks are laid out. There's a lot of like weird shortcuts that it's just like, how the hell do you do that? How do you get to that point? It's just crazy. And some of it is just like, man, I gotta play these tracks a few times to figure this out, because there's certain nuances on how to hit ramps and stuff like that to hit the shortcuts and things like that. So definitely gotta get some practice in on this game. But it is, so far, it's one of my favorite ROM hacks. I'm not a huge ROM hack fan, but when I do find ones where it's obvious the person really put some effort into it and really made a new game out of an old game, that's when I like to highlight stuff. And I think this is definitely one of my favorites. Now, as far as issues go, you're not really seeing much right now. You know, some of these tracks can be a little annoying, but they're fresh and they're fun. You can get kind of distracted on some of these courses as far as where to go, on how the layout is, because there'll be like an obvious, you know, area, or not necessarily obvious, but an easy route to go that it looks like, and it turns out that you just get stuck, that you didn't hit something correctly, like a shortcut. Like, it's actually a shortcut, it's not the actual main way to go. So you got to kind of peep that out, keep an eye out for those things. But once you've done it once, you typically shouldn't mess up again, I guess you would say. And then there's going to be some courses that I've played where the coin drops, there's not as many coins around, and you kind of need those. You know, you're just going to get bullied out here if you can't build up your coins. This stage isn't too bad, but there's a few courses where it's just like, man, the layout's just garbage as far as the coins go, or there's just not enough coins. So there's that. That's one nitpicky thing, I guess you could say. But the main thing that's really troublesome and annoying, and I've discovered this in a handful of courses, and this one that we're going to play right now is one of them, and that is out of bounds, the boundaries on this map. And I think you will see I screw up here as far as, like, I'm like, okay, should I go that way? I mean, maybe that one was a little more obvious. I should have turned the other way. Like, I think you want to hit that ramp and then get on these broken ice, you know, particles to get the shortcut there. But that's not so much the problem. There's some of them that it's like even worse than that. But this, okay, these are just little distractions. I hate those. They're freaking annoying. But this stage, you will see in a moment here, or this course, I keep calling it a stage, but I'll hit an out of bounds, like right there. Boom, that's just barely the edge of the course. And I went out of bounds. And it happens in a few places. See right there, right on the edge, I hit out of bounds. That is really distracting and kind of messes up the flow of the game. Not every course is like that, though, but there are some that are, and it is really freaking annoying to just barely hit the side of the course like that. Like, I mean, you would kind of, you know, you get cramped up in some of these turns and whatnot, and you're kind of forced, especially if there's a bunch of other characters on screen next to you, you're kind of forced to bump them or try to get through any which way you can. And this stage in particular is pretty bad with that, with the out of bounds. That's something I hope they would fix one day, but like I said, the last revision of this was a couple years ago. In October, I believe, was the last revision, so I'm not sure if they'll ever revisit this and kind of tweak those things, because I really wish they would. It would make this like the perfect ROM hack, in my opinion. Just, it's such an amazing game, despite those little flaws that I mentioned. You know, I did not get a chance to play multiplayer, so I'm not 100% on, you know, how that fares, but just playing the normal races is pretty damn fun and fresh with all these new layouts and characters, and just being Street Fighter themed I thought was pretty funny and pretty awesome. Damn him. God, I was trying my best and I got jacked up. 6th place, game over, that sucks. But if you are interested in this, I will have the link in the description for the patch. Just need to patch the original Mario Kart for the Super NES. Pretty simple stuff. And if you're in my Facebook group, there will be a link there as well for you to just plug and play and start playing this game. You know what I'm saying? So, with that said, guys, I do appreciate you guys stopping in, smashing that like button, doing all that cool stuff. And one more thing before we go, I do really appreciate everyone who is a patron of my Patreon. Really does support the channel very much. Helps me out greatly, and is really, really, really appreciated. It means the world to me that you guys are showing the kind of support that you do. So every month we do have some awesome giveaways. This month, no different. We have a ton of items to give away. So if you are interested, hey, become a patron for as little as $1 a month. You're entered into some awesome giveaways and some extra little perks and exclusives as well. You don't have to, but hey, if you want to show support that way, it is appreciated and it helps greatly. So, thank you guys, And I will catch y'all next time. Peace out. Bye-bye. Boom.